Welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, where danger lurks around every corner and magnificent and terrifying beasts rule the land and skies, and magical heroes are the only chance this world has for survival. We are going to be doing a full playthrough of the Tyranny of Dragons D&D campaign. I am Mikey J Productions, your Dungeon Master, and I am going to be leading everyone through this adventure. And this is a real-time adventure that we are playing with real players. I am making a video of it after the fact from the best of my recollection and memory to be able to bring it to everybody here on YouTube. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that any changes that I have made from the official module have been made for a variety of reasons. Some of those include the miniatures, because we play with miniatures, so I'm using our actual miniatures here in this video. And some of the other changes that I have made is just to the quest itself, to the campaign, in order to, fit it to what my players like and would prefer. And then on top of that, I'm also playing it with my 10-year-old, and he is a huge Godzilla fan, so you will see Godzilla characters make an appearance here in the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. And here's a look at some of the official characters that were in the game. And as I said before, I'm using all the same names and everything, but I will be replacing them with miniatures from my actual collection. So I just wanted to show everybody what they were supposed to look like originally. But again, I will be changing them and using the miniatures that I have available. Again, here are some of the characters as they look in the actual module, and they won't appear exactly like this, but that's okay. And here is the world of Faerun, and this is where our adventure is going to take place, because like all of D&D 5th edition and forward, it all takes place in the magical world of Faerun. And of course, more specifically, we will be focusing on the Sword Coast, where all of the adventures tend to take place or start or transpire. This is the main area where most of the adventures take place here on the Sword Coast. Our adventure begins in the town of Greenest. The town of Greenest was founded by the halfling Dwarva Scatterheart, a rogue who fancied herself a queen of the green fields. Scatterheart passed away without ever achieving that level of eminence, but her town grew into a thriving community. Its success isn't surprising, since Greenest is the only town of any size astride the Aldun Trail, the most direct road between the eastern cities of the Dragon Coast, Cormor, and Sambia, with the coastway running south to the great cities of Ammon, Tether, and far as Kalishman. The trade caravans that pass through Greenest bring gold to the town's merchants and craftsfolks, and Governor Nightingale runs the town at the behest of the inhabitants. Like all great D&D adventures, our adventure is going to begin here at the tavern in the town of Greenest, where our characters have arrived shortly beforehand and are just in the tavern, just getting something to eat, something to drink, and just hanging out and not really up to much, and that is where our adventure shall begin. The tavern in Greenest is much like taverns all across Faerun, full of people just having a good merry time and having some drink and listening to some music and getting a bite to eat. And here are our adventurers. This is the party that will be on this quest, and we have Conan the Barbarian in the center there, and then we have Ronnie the Rogue on the right, and we have Bingo the Wizard with his magical familiar fairy dragon on the left. And we're going to start with Ronnie the Rogue. She is actually a level 11 rogue at the beginning of this adventure. She is a character that has been through a few different adventures here in our campaigns over the years. And she also has some magical spell casting abilities. So she is, at the start of this adventure, the most powerful character in our party. And next up we have Bingo the Wizard, and he is being played by my 10-year-old son, and he has a familiar pet, a fairy dragon at his side, and he is a level 5. I bumped up all the characters to level 5 for the start of this adventure, just because I feel like level 1 characters are really not that fun to play, so I bumped everybody up to at least level 5 since Ronnie starts as a level 11. And as I said, Bingo has a magical familiar fairy dragon at his side at the start of this adventure. And this fairy dragon does have magical abilities and will be of assistance to our party on this quest. And last but not least, we have Conan the Barbarian, and he is of course a barbarian, and he is also a level 5. Even though he is decked out with armor here, he doesn't have this armor at the start of this adventure, but he will be getting this armor eventually to match the actual miniature that you see before you. But he will be our tank and the guy to run in and hit everything with a sword. So here's Conan the Barbarian. And as I said, our party is just here in the tavern having a good, nice, relaxing evening, just getting something to drink and a bite to eat, when suddenly they hear the attack of a dragon. Without warning, a blue dragon is unleashing its lightning breath on the town of Greenest. None of the inhabitants know why. Our adventurers don't know why, but all they know is they are all of a sudden under attack by a ferocious dragon. And the dragon means business. It is unleashing its lightning breath on the town, scaring the inhabitants, and just causing chaos, death, and destruction with every unleash of its legendary lightning breath. And here is a look at the map of Greenest as our heroes are in the tavern, and they have decided to make their way towards the main keep / castle area where Governor Nightingale is located. And so our adventurers leave the tavern and start heading through the busy streets of Greenest, trying to avoid the dragon lightning breath. But also they see the town is being overrun by dragon cultists. They have invaded Greenest at the behest of the blue dragon, and what these dragon cultists are after, nobody knows. But you can see they are coming everywhere, as the poor people of Greenest don't stand a chance, as they're being overrun by dragon and dragon cultists. And not only that, but there are kobolds on the loose as well. So the poor town of Greenest is just being overwhelmed by all these ferocious beasts. Without warning, 2 young human children dash out from the building to your left. And as they run across the street in the shadows, they stand no chance as kobolds or dragon cultists come from everywhere, and it is up to you heroes to lead them to safety. And our heroes do. They lead them to the keep and protect the children and bring them in to safety in front of Governor Nightingale. Governor Nightingale says, "I'd give anything to know what we're up against, and why. For what we need prisoners, a commander, even a low-ranking one is best. Please do whatever you can to figure out why our town is being attacked by this ferocious dragon. Governor Nightingale also says, be careful of this one here. This cultist leader looks like too dangerous, too powerful for you adventurers to tackle on your own, so maybe you ought to leave that one alone. And our heroes make their way through the streets of Greenest, trying to uncover what this nefarious plot by these dragon cultists is, trying to discover why they have attacked this poor town of Greenest, and trying to figure out what exactly they are up against. And here our adventurers are doing their best, and with their powers and abilities, they are making easy work of the cultists and the kobolds. Then suddenly the blue dragon swoops down and looks at our adventurers and says, try that with me. I dare you. I would enjoy it. Our heroes know they are outmatched by the blue dragon, but suddenly Bingo's familiar, the fairy dragon Smog, unleashes a major image of a gold dragon. And the gold dragon is bigger and more powerful than the blue dragon. And even though it is just an image, it does enough to fool the blue dragon and scare the blue dragon, and then he flies off. Suddenly, from the darkness, a creature strides into the dim light of the dying fires around the keep. Although it is shaped roughly like a human, is it at least 7 feet tall. Its skin is covered in red scales, its fingers bear wicked claws, and its face has a muscle and reptilian eyes of a dragon. The creature stops about 8 yards from the main gate of the keep and scans the walls. A line of kobolds fan out behind him with their spears. They prod 4 human prisoners into the dim light. You can make out a woman, a teenage boy, in a blood-soaked tunic, and 2 children. The half-dragon creature hails the keep. Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night, and I am feeling generous. Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners? We have no need for them, so I will trade them back to you. Send out your best warrior to fight me, and you can have these 4 in exchange. Bingo bravely takes up the challenge. With his magical abilities, he steps forward, looking to take on the Dragonborn mano a mano. As the two face off towards each other, Bingo lands a shot with his magic missiles, injuring the Dragonborn, but all it really did was infuriate the Dragonborn. He then unleashes his legendary dragon breath and aims it straight at Bingo and knocks him prone to the ground with one fail shot. The Dragonborn leaves victorious and confident, and our heroes go and pick up Bingo and dust him off as they follow the Dragonborn, trying to find where they are headed. Our heroes make their way to the Raiders' camp, but before they get there, a young man walks up to you, limping heavily on a bandaged left leg. I hear that you have intended to follow the Raiders to see where they have gone. I'd like nothing better than to come with you, but in this condition I'd slow you down. In the midst of all this tragedy, there's no reason you would have heard about the fate of my master, Leosin. But it's important you know he is a monk from Bearsduke. He has disappeared last night after we fought a particular savage battle against the Raiders. A few others and I fought our way to the keep barely. Leosin didn't make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but all we found was his broken staff and his choker, which he always wore. Leosin has been investigating these raiders for months. I fear that he might have tried to infiltrate their group when they retreated, or worse, was captured and carried away as a prisoner. No one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find their camp, please look for any sign that Leosin is there. One of my brothers has already departed for Bearsduke to bring back help, but it will be many days before help arrives. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend. As our heroes make their way to the camp, they see it is heavily guarded by lots of dragon cultists. Ronnie springs into action, and with her high-level magical abilities, decides to unleash a fireball at the cultists. And Conan, he is ready for a battle, and he pulls out his sword and charges towards the cultists near him. And Bingo, not to be outdone, gets ready to unleash some magic missiles at some cultists. After a long and hard battle, our heroes are able to defeat all the cultists and are able to rescue Leosin, who was indeed tied up and prisoner in the camp. And as they set him free, he is very weak. He had been beat and tortured by these cultists for days and is barely alive, but is grateful to our heroes for setting him free. And of what remains of the cultists, they see have hidden themselves away in this cavern right behind their encampment. And that is where we are going to leave our adventure today. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video in this series of the future adventures of our Tyranny of Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons quest, as our heroes try to uncover what this cult of the dragon is up to. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys all again soon, so take care everybody.
America! Demand your
MJP!
I want
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
Call your cable company and say I want my
MJP!